Hello everyone, my name is Bernardo Faria. I am a professional iRacing coach and welcome to a Nürburgring Nordschleife track guide. In this track guide, we're going to be using the 24-hour layout in preparation of the 24-hour race, which is exactly in a week. And just before we begin the lap guide, I want to say that this lap guide has been promoted by my own coaching service. Um, and as part of that, I give free lap guides every single week for Porsche Cup. All you gotta do is click the link in the description of the video, and you're gonna have access to my Discord. And it's where I post lap guides every single week, like those. They take a lot of time to make. They take a lot of knowledge to make. I'm gonna be talking about things that a lot of lap guides don't ever get close to talking, like specific bumps, specific curbs, some techniques. Yeah, they take a lot of time to record, a lot of time to make. So I would appreciate if they were showed some love. Also in my Discord, I have guides, for example, how to get good starts on the Porsche Cup. I have all my coaching reviews, which is the thing I'm most proud of. When you do a coaching session, you get the student to show good results, and they actually give those feedback back to you. So that is a really good thing. Now to the actual app. Um, these are the conditions of the lab. Just go to the UI and copy. And I want to say that this lab was done on fixed setup. So the setup used in this lab is the setup that Porsche Cup is going to be driving on week 12 on the fixed series. So there's no setup magic, no magic clicks, nothing secret. Just open setup. Fixed setup. And now to the lab guide. Before we begin, I want to explain something. I'm going to be recording this guide into four different parts, okay? Four different parts. Um, First part is going to be the GP layout. Second part is going to be between turn one of the long track all the way to the entry of Foxhole. Second part is going to be from the exit of Foxhole all the way to the carousel. And the final part is going to be between the carousel and the finish line. Um, I think it's important that if you want to learn Nords, if you want to get some references, you know at least the name of the main corners, because you cannot just go and say, oh, I'm having trouble in the corner, which is like near this, near that. It's a bit difficult like this. So I'm gonna be using the name of the corners. You can just Google them. So not a big thing, not a big deal about it. Let's begin. Coming into turn one of the GP track, you're gonna see it's a big downhill, which means the front tires are gonna be less compressed. And you as a driver, you have to brake a bit differently. You have to brake smoother on entry, and you cannot apply as much stress on the front tires because they are not as compressed. They don't have as much grip, so you're gonna be braking less on the peak braking. So coming here into the braking of the turn one, trying to brake on a straight line. The moment we peak with the brakes, you're going to be peaking about 65-70%, which is less than what you would normally use on the Porsche Cup on a corner like this. Um, the mindset for turn one really is all about turn two. You're gonna be see here that we're gonna try to get the car very much to the right the moment we hit the apex to get a good line for the turn two. So coming here into the braking zone, the off track is the bollard. So you're gonna see we are absolutely on the limit of the off track, and we are still turning all the way to the right. So you're trying to get the car as much here to the right as possible because you want to slingshot for turn two. Turn two again, becoming really close, really close to the tire. But just be careful because if you hit the tire, you're very likely you're gonna hit with the rear axle, and it's super easy to destroy your suspension doing this if you hit this tire right here. This curb, it's really helpful as well. Try to use it because the bounce you're gonna get from the curb right here, it's gonna give you major rotation. And on the exit, you're coming on a super tight corner, low speed, first or second gear. Which gear are you? First gear. So traction is gonna be tricky. Don't just go fully smashing on the throttle. Try to manage a bit the throttle on the exit so you don't destroy your rear tires and you don't spin. Now coming for sector 2, really no mystery. You're gonna be wanting to expand all the track on the entry all the way to the white line. It's gonna be a thing with most curbs on this track. Do not go on the curbs on entry because they are so aggressive. They're gonna throw your car to the right side. You can see here how aggressive this curb is on the banking. So if you go on this curb, it's gonna throw your car to the opposite direction, which is the right side, and the corners to the left. So simple, don't go on the curb. Just want to be kissing the white line here, holding the trail brake. You want the rear tires to do the rotation, not only the front tires. So have some trail brake, and on the exit, you want to be again preparing the next one. So try and keep the car a bit more to the left. Be smooth on the brakes because the car is out of balance here. The car is coming from the middle to the left, so smooth on the brakes. And again, mid corner, you want to be holding the third brakes to get the front to bite. The moment your front bites, throttle, again managing because you want to extend the exit as much as you can. This is not an off track, so just by using all the space the track gives to you, the track makes available for you, you're gonna get a better exit. Arena corner now. This corner it's a bit tricky. The mindset you want to have is you want to do a double apex. So you want to get the first apex, you go a bit deeper, and then you come back and slingshot. On entry again, using the space available, trying to point the car more aggressively so it goes out on the middle. So you see coming out, and then you're coming back to get a slingshot. Again, on the exit, pointing all the way to use all the space of the track so you can get a better run. Now the Schumacher SS, main thing really just extend the entry, use all the space available. It's important to know that when you leave this curb and you actually get back on the floor, on the asphalt, your car is gonna bounce, and your throttle positioning is to manage the bounce. So I bounce, I lift the throttle, the car starts to stabilize, and I throttle again. So I get a better pointing and get a better turn in. Not going on the curb, just kissing the white line as always. You see how aggressive this curb is. And something important about the exit of the Schumacher SS, this gravel right here is really aggressive on the slowdown. Not on the off track only, but on the slowdown. So if you extend a bit this gravel, even like a tire width, like 50 centimeters, like for example this red patch here, if this is on the gravel, it's a 2-second slowdown. So if you feel like your car is under steering and you're gonna extend here, just go safe, lose some time, but do not get the slowdown. So using all the space available. On a straight here to get some good speed. And now getting to the end of the GP track. This is tricky off track, but the off track trigger is the white line. So you can see here the exhaust pipes, the middle of the exhaust pipes, they are on the track. Be on the limit. Try to extend this entry here because this left-hander is really important to get a good angle because there's a big straight coming afterwards. So again, trail braking, use the curb. Now throttle to rotate, bring the car all the way left, and just baby the brakes here. Just baby the brakes to get the front tires to point, to bite. And the moment you feel like you are pointing already, slingshot for the exit. Again, another case you're going to be using on the track. This gravel over here, it's going to be extremely normal that you actually clip a bit. This is not a problem at all, as long as this means you're slingshotting on the exit. Now we are coming for the final corner of the GP track, the SS, the fast chicane. Super difficult really. For a few factors, the off track it's really on the limit here. Because if you're far from the off track on this corner, you're gonna lose a ton of time. The apex is pretty much blind, so you only see the actual apex when you are on the apex pretty much. Braking is smooth here. It's a bit of an uphill, so you want the brake to be a bit smoother. You're gonna be looking right now at this entry curb right here. This is where you're gonna be aiming your front left tire to hit. Let's show on the chase cam. So trying to cut a lot on the entry and on the exit as well. Look how much we are cutting. You need to cut both of those corners because if not, you're going to be carrying very little speed. You're not going to be slingshotting on the exit. Bit bouncy as well. And yeah, on the exit here, you can see extending all the way to the curbs. Those curbs, they are your friend. You can see how aggressive they are. So on the exit here, you can actually be carrying more speed than what you think, because the curb is gonna hold your car. It's not gonna let your car widen out. Again, try to bring the car a tiny bit to the middle of the track for the long left-hander, which is gonna put us into the Nord track. Trail brake. Really tricky here on the exit. You can see the uphill. The car has absolutely no balance. The front tires have absolutely no grip. So it is extremely important that you have a baby throttle on the exit here. Just managing. It's normal to get some oversteers here, especially if you want to get rotation. You can see right here, I'm actually not even turning the car, I'm counter steering because all the rotation is on my rear tires. This allows me to get a better apex speed, better rotation. And now we're going to be going into turn 1 of the long track, the north track. We're going to cut the video and we're going to come back right. Okay, part 2 of the video. This part is going to be from turn 1, the Sabine Schmitz curve, all the way to the foxhole. Really, I think of the Nordschleife, this is the easy part. Half of it's gonna be like straights, especially around Flugplatz. But yeah, pretty much this section of the track, it's all about Hatzenbach, and Hatzenbach is this first sector after the Sabine Schmitz curve. Mainly, it's about curb usage, and you're gonna be talking about it. So coming to the Sabine Schmitz curve, turn 1. Open a bit the entry of the corner here on this white line. Quite basic stuff. Main thing here, this braking zone is extremely bumpy. It's very easy to understeer before the apex right here. So I like to take this a bit easy, to brake a bit early, to brake very smooth. You can see here I'm on 30% brakes, but my car is bouncing all the way, and then hold the trail brake, and it is extremely important that you do not hit the curbs like this one. You can see how aggressive, how insane, how tall this curb is, and you clipping this curb is gonna unbalance your car. It's gonna unsettle everything. You're gonna have no traction. It's gonna as well throw your car to the right side because it's gonna bounce you to the opposite direction. So you just want to be kissing the white line, not going on top of it. Extend the entry, so you can see here, just kiss the apex, kiss the white line, and then you want to slingshot on the exit. And that's the one. Now we're coming to the right-hander, to the entry of Hatzenbach. This corner on the Porsche Cup, it is flat. I would recommend that if you're actually doing the 24-hour, do not do this flat. You can do a tiny lift, and the chances of you actually dying here are gonna decrease by 30%, like 50%, I don't know. But you can afford to do a tiny lift on this right-hander because it's not gonna be the end of the world lap time-wise, and it's gonna make your race way, way safer. But yeah, it's an easy flat corner. No mystery, no nothing. Again, do not clip the curb on the right side, because if you clip this curb, you're pretty much dead. So yeah, if you have a precise steering, easy flat. But if you don't, just lift a tiny bit, and it's fine. Now Hatzenbach, braking here on the white line, extending the entry. Again, do not use the curbs. You want to be really precise in the steering wheel. You're going to be braking all the way into the right-hander. So kiss the white line, still hold the brakes, let the car stop, trail brake, and now you can slingshot on the exit. I cannot express how important it is to not go on top of those curbs. Like, it is extremely important that you do not go on the curbs. So extend. Now it's when you can actually use the curbs. So yeah, slingshot, using the throttle to rotate. Now there's a later part of Hatzenbach. This is when you're going to be using and abusing the curbs. All the rotation here on this left-hander is the curb. You can cut. You can see how much the car is rotating, bouncing. Now coming to the right-hander again. You can cut to the limit of the off-track. This corner right here, actually I'm quite far. Ideally, your exhaust pipes should be here pretty much on the curb. So you want your right side tires almost on the grass. In this case, I'm quite safe regarding the off-track here, but essentially, cut the left-hander, cut the right-hander while you're braking, because you're gonna get a better angle for the next left-hander. Extend on the exit. Now we are on the exit of Hatzenbach, and really important that you use the curb on the right side. Again, big bounce to rotate. You're gonna be bouncing, and the exit here, it is extremely important that you absolutely go on the curb, because this curb is gonna hold your car so much. You can see here this grass, the curb here on the left, is holding my car so much. I'm able to carry I'm able to carry so much speed because of that. So yeah, you can see here some curb riding, aggressive driving, but it's part of trying to get the lap time here, really. So extend on the exit, brake a bit earlier than you think. curb on the right. Now full throttle. Just curb riding. Um, really, really interesting section. I'm not even know if this is Hatzenbach. No, this is Hockenheim. Hocken, Hock, Hawkeye chain. I didn't know about this name, but yeah, this is the magic about Nords. You're always learning something. If I'm not mistaken, now we're going into Flugplatz. Is that correct? No, Flugplatz is actually the one after, but we call this Flugplatz. So, full throttle, extend the entry here of the left-hander, of the right-hander, sorry. This is something a bit more complex to do, but opening this grass bar right here is going to give you such a better angle for the right-hander. You have a gigantic straight afterwards, so you want to extend this right here. So full throttle, lift a bit. The car is going to be on the limit. You're going to be seeing here that I am correcting. Yeah, now Flugplatz, but let's just call this entire section Flugplatz for the sake of simplicity. Yeah, lift was quite safe there. Sometimes you're gonna be clipping the grass here on the left. That's fine. Again, don't go on those curbs here on the left side because they're extremely aggressive. Difficult, but yeah, it has to be done. Otherwise, you're gonna lose time. Now I have Scheidenkreuz. This corner you want to be entering earlier than you think. You want to cut the entry right here, clipping the grass, because if you wait too much to go left, your car is just gonna understeer. So you want to anticipate the turn in here. Anticipate throttle. By the moment you hit this spot, you want to throttle because you want the front tires to go back on the asphalt. So throttle hold, braking on a straight line, really difficult braking, really bumpy. Super bumpy here on the inside as well. Don't go on the curb as always because it's extremely aggressive. And something to note, the exit right here, this curb on the exit, it doesn't hold your car as much as you think it will. So if you come a bit faster and you're expecting the curb to hold and bring your car back, you're very likely going to extend and get the off track here. This is not the best curb to actually ride on. But yeah, now the downhill of Foxhole. And this is the end of part 1 of our lap guide. Now let's go for part 2. So part 2 of the lap, we're going to be entering Foxhole. Really simple, really. Small fact of curiosity, this is where Toto Wolff had his crash, the guy from Mercedes F1 team. So this is where he pretty much died in the past. Full throttle here. You want to be smooth when you're lifting, aggressive on the braking, but don't go very hard on the brake peak. You want to be cutting all the way here on the entry of Adenau. So the car from riding the curb on the right, you want to be pointing, cutting the curb on the entry of Adenau right here. It's gonna bounce, but it's part of it. Not a big deal. You can see holding the brake, slowing down the car even more. Coming to the right. I do not like to go all the way left here. You can see here I'm going to try to get a shortcut, try to straighten this out. And right now you want to be preparing the car opening a bit because you have a really tight left-hander and the right-hander after is straight. This is the big mistake I made in the lap, that I missed this apex by a kilometer. And what happens when I miss this apex by a kilometer, I'm gonna have a terrible spacing here for the right-hander. So when I get to the right-hander, I'm gonna be pretty much in the middle of the track instead more to the left, and I'm gonna get a bad slingshot. But again, coming here, trying to kiss the apex, bring the car left, using a bit of input play to get the front to bite. Don't kiss the curb here, and then a slingshot for the exit. Use this curb on the left to hold your car a bit, and let's go. This left-hander right here, that I don't remember it. Anyways, whatever. This left-hander, try to go smooth on the brakes because number one, you're going downhill, so the brake compression is a bit weird. It's not as good as you think it is. Don't go on the curb on the left because again, it's a really aggressive curb. Smooth on the brakes. Hold the trail brake. Hold. And on the half of the corner, you want to use the throttle to rotate. It is extremely easy extremely easy to actually clip this grass right here like I'm doing. But if you clip too much, you're gonna either lock or have spin, and there is no escape route here because of the wall. So I recommend that you do not come super hot for this corner if you're not experienced with the track, because if you clip the grass on the exit, very likely it's going to be race over. And try to brake on a straight line. Hug the white line here for the left-hander. Just hug, hug, hug. Don't go on the curb. You can see this is necessary to do a good lap on the Nords. You need extremely precise driving, extremely precise inputs. Full throttle on the exit. Kiss the white line again. Now Kallenhardt, and then we have Whipperman, and then miss, hit, miss. Really difficult triple sequence. All the way here into the Lauda-Links. It's gonna be a very difficult part of the track. Very bumpy. You're gonna have some very aggressive curbs. If I were to recommend, I would say get a active reset pretty much around here, all the way to the Lauda-Links, which I'm gonna be talking about in a bit. Because this part of the track is really difficult. Braking on downhill, again smooth on the braking. Do not hit the curb on the right side because it's going to bounce your car all the way to the left. Kiss the white line and extend on the exit. You want to slingshot on the exit here. You can see using on the track. The curb, because it's so aggressive, it's going to hold your car a bit. Now for Whipperman, this corner used to give damage for the Porsche Cup. I think it's been fixed because I'm not getting damage anymore from here. It's a corner that it looks very complex, it looks very difficult, but at the end of the day, it's a flat corner. You just need to get your inputs right. Don't go on the curbs here, but yeah, this is a flat corner. Just practice a bit because honestly, this is super manageable to do flat. And now it's hit, no, miss, hit, mid. Oh my god, miss, hit, miss. The hit is always the apex in the middle here. Entry, you want to extend the entry, get a late apex, come to the white line. Now you hit, and now you extend. So you missed the first one, you hit in the middle, and you extend it for the exit. It sounds very difficult, especially because if you want to miss the first apex, you have to come all the way out to just hit the apex in the middle and extend, but it's the fastest way. So careful with the grass here on the exit. Some cars, especially GT3, if you come a bit hot, it's very easy to clip this grass and you're gonna spin to this wall if you do that. Now the slow left-hander, really difficult, really difficult, especially in the Porsche Cup because of no ABS. You have to be extremely smooth on the brakes. You're gonna be braking little, especially when you get to hit the bump on the downhill. Then you're gonna be braking really little because it's very easy to lock your front tires. So brake on a straight line. Do not hit the curb. Straighten out. Now this part of the braking, you straighten it out. This is where you can actually stop the car. The moment you start to turn, right here, there's a big downhill. You have to lift off the brakes. So lift. Really smooth inputs. You can see here, just kissing the white line on the exit. And slingshot. Again, here, this part of the curb. This curb is really easy to hit. Because if you hit, you're not going to be able to flat out the exit at all. So smooth inputs again. But yeah, kiss the white line. When you straighten, you press more the throttle. The moment you start to turn again, when you hit the bump here, you lift. Otherwise, you're going to lock the front left. Aggressive steering. Kiss the white line on the exit. I missed the apex by a tiny bit, but it's okay. And flat out on the exit. Another difficult corner now. I like to extend the entry a bit. You can see here the curb ends and you have some space before the grass that you can actually use. You're going to be braking on downhill, a bit bumpy here, so smooth inputs. Kiss the white line. You can see here how I am opening the steering. You're going to see right now I'm opening the steering. My rotation is done by the rear tires, by the trail brake. This is pretty much a weight transfer 101, something that I always talking about when I'm coaching someone, because half of driving a race car fast is weight transfer, is using the trail brake. Braking is how you get cars to go fast. So using the brakes to rotate, slingshotting at the exit, trying to keep the car to the left because there's a long straight afterwards, and this right-hander is super difficult. The curb here is super aggressive, easy to make mistakes. The car has the tendency to snap on the exit right here. So brake on a straight line, braking smooth because of the compression. Just a little trail brake, and again on the exit you want to slingshot. The car always snaps a bit here on the exit. You're gonna be using this curb on the left as your friend to hold your car so you don't widen out. So you don't widen out here on the right. Again, full speed. Difficult but very manageable. Now this left-hander is the Lauda-Links. It's where Niki Lauda crashed about 5 million years ago, like when he got burnt really heavily. It was right here. And now for me, this is the most difficult corner of the entire track. It's Bergwerk. I have no idea how to say that word, but essentially, this corner is really difficult for a few reasons. Number one, you have a gigantic straight afterwards, going all the way up to Motorkurve, so you need to get a good exit. But the problem here is, because the corner is banked, and there's a big curb on the right side, it's very difficult to be extremely precise on the steering. So you cannot hit the curb on the right. You have to slingshot. So essentially you want to open a lot of the entry, go all the way to the white line mid corner, and then you want a full throttle to get the slingshot. The problem is this curb on the left, it's extremely unreliable. Unlike many cases on this lap, on this track, that you can actually overspeed some corners and you're going to use the curb to hold your car. The exit of Bergwerk, you do not want to do this. It's extremely risky because number one, here your rear tires are absolutely burning because we've been turning and like tractioning the car the last 2 minutes non-stop pretty much. So your rear tires are really hot. At this moment, your car likely is on the limit of oversteering here as well on the exit. So you have no tractions on the rears. And if you suddenly go on top of a curb with all those factors combined, you're just gonna spin, or either you're gonna hit the wall on the left. So it's really easy to die on the exit of this corner. The braking as well, it's really tricky, really bumpy. My tip, my advice is try to brake a bit earlier, because you might lose time on the entry, but at least you guarantee the exit, which is the important thing here. So braking early, kissing the white line mid corner, slingshotting. You can see here that I am quite passive. I'm not really on the limit of the corner because, again, it's risk reward and I don't want to crash. So really long straight. You can relax a bit the arms on this part of the track coming up to Motorkurve. Draft wise, at least for pickup, you can gain half a second here, easily half a second. It's an uphill, it's a long corner. Now we have Motorkurve here on the left, on the left-hander, extending the entry, going all the way to the wall, because again, if you're leaving margins, you're going slow. That's rule number one of driving. Don't hit the curb, by the love of God, because if you hit this curb, you're gonna go straight onto this wall on the right side. Smooth braking. You're gonna be using a lot of front steering here, so you don't want the tires to have braking. You just want them to be turning. Use the space on the left. On the right, sorry. I was very passive here, not really on the limit. Something that is normally happen, very common, is because you come too close to the limit, you come very launched. It's very easy to get an off track around here, around here. It's part of the business, not a big deal, but yeah. Right now, full throttle. Easy, really. Main thing you need is precise steering. Do not want to hit this curb again. Like I said 5 million times today, don't hit the curb. And now a really tricky braking. I want you to pay attention to my brake inputs and pay attention to the track balance, because we're going to be going uphill, and then you have a hole in the middle of the braking, so downhill, and then uphill again. So if you pay attention to my braking, I'm going to be braking hard. We're going to be hitting the bump here, so I lift the brakes a bit, and then I brake again on the compression. If you simply leave your brakes as is, the moment you hit the hole right here, you're gonna have a gigantic lock either on the front left or front right, and the wall here, it's pretty much touching the track, so you cannot afford to have a tire lock over there. So manage your brakes according to the track bumps. Again, brake, I'm gonna have the downhill, have to lift again, and then brake again. Hugging the inside, use the throttle to rotate. You're gonna have some snaps on the exit, and that is part 2 of Nürburgring. Now we're gonna have the carousel and the most difficult part of the track, which is the final third. Your rear tires are gonna be pretty much burning, so I'm gonna cut the video and continue again. Okay, part 3 and final part of a Nürburgring lap guide. Gonna be coming now into the carousel. Difficult corner. The entry, you're pretty much gonna be compressing the front tires to the maximum they are allowed to compress, and then you're gonna be holding left for, I don't know, 10 seconds. Main thing really, look to the part in front of you, not actually where you are. What I mean by this is, I'm gonna say in a second. So don't brake very hard, really bumpy here. Come into the downhill. Again, some braking, some braking, some braking. The moment the car stabilizes, you manage with throttle, but don't look here when you're doing the carousel. Look more to the front of you, because it's very easy to lose track of where you are. The main giveaway for the exit of the carousel is the red graffiti, right here. This red graffiti signalizes when you come into the exit, and the trick on this corner, which I missed, unfortunately, is you don't want to be exiting the carousel from above. You want to be exiting from below, from the medium here. You can see on my case, I'm actually missing the exit. I'm exiting too early, so I lose the slingshot. But ideally, you want to be more to the left, pretty much where this corner of the gray part is. So the trick of the carousel is look more to the front of you. Use this red painting as a guide for where the exit point is going to be locating. Manage mid-corner with the throttle. You can see here the moment I stabilize. So I'm going to enter, stop the car, stabilize. I use the throttle to keep the car, and slingshot on the exit. Again, on the exit, you want to be coming to the middle, not on the outside, which is the mistake I'm doing right here. This is why on the exit I was completely launched all the way out of grip. Another flat corner, really easy, no tricks. You need to be precise here. You want to be turning early, so you don't let the car understeer on you. So turn early. Flat corner. It's a corner that if you extend a bit, it's super easy to get off track, but that because the trigger point is actually the turf, it's not the grass. So if your middle exhaust, it's on the white line here, it's on off track. Another case that you need to be extremely smooth on the inputs and on precision of the steering. Kissing the white line, you want to be bringing the car a bit more left over here, so you get a better line for the right hander. This curb on the left is your friend because it's going to be holding your car. So on this right hander, essentially you want to be overdriving on the exit. The curb is going to hold you. It's going to allow you to extend a bit more the entry of the next corner. Kissing the white line. This is a corner that you can go way faster than what you think you can on the exit, because you're going to be cutting and using the curb on the left here all the way. This case I actually went a bit slow, but if you overshoot, if you overdrive here, you're just going to use this curb, you're going to skate on the curb here, and no big deal. Tricky section again, because the mindset you want to have for this right-hander right here is this corner. So this corner. So essentially, you want to sacrifice a bit of your speed on this right-hander. You want to overslow a tiny bit, because for this left-hander right here, you want to be going on top of the curb. It's going to give you a better line, a better angle, a better cut for here, using all the space the tracks allows you. This is not an off-track, as crazy as it may seem. You can see here my middle of the exhaust pipes are still on the curb. They are not on the grass. And this is going to allow me to extend the entry of the next corner. Crazy stuff, but it's part of the business at Nords. So cutting a lot, extending the exit, using all the space of the track is going to allow you to use. Kissing the white line. This corner, the fronts are really compressed because you're going down and then suddenly you're going to be going up. So there's a big compression on your front tires. You need to be aware of that when you're driving. Coming back right. Now we're going to be coming to the YouTube section. So coming back right. Not a lot of people come all the way right. They just stay here a bit in the middle of the track, so they get a better line for the downhill into YouTube. So cockpit again. Using the rear tires to rotate, just kissing the white line. The mindset I have here is the moment this red and white curb finishes, I want to be bringing the car left, using this part of turf to extend my entry for YouTube. So coming a bit left, in this case I actually miss. And the trick for the YouTube corner really is there's gonna be a big drop, and you only turn after the drop. You're gonna see here that I'm not turning, I'm gonna drop, and then I'm gonna apply my steering. I'm gonna drop, and then I apply the steering. This is gonna give you a later entry, but because of the drop, you're gonna get a super good slingshot for the exit. Go all the way on the exit. This is not enough track. This corner right here, again, kissing the white line, and then you're gonna be extending the exit all the way. The rear tires are absolutely cooked by this point, so be careful because this curb can be really killer if your rear tires are unhooked. So be careful. Left-hander, you can use this this black line on the asphalt as a reference. It's a corner that you want to be turning a tiny bit earlier than what you think. It's uphill, and you're gonna be using the curb on the left to hook you up. So abuse the curb, and on this curb you want to be going straight. The moment your car lands from this curb, you upshift. Boom. So don't try to straight go right here. Try to keep the car a bit more straight. You're gonna get better traction. The moment your car lands, you uphill. Now it's one of the most complex corners of the track, which is P. Garden. The most important thing someone can ever tell you on this corner is never ever downshift when your car is in the air. If you are from gear 5, you brake, and you actually put gear 4 when your car is in the air, very likely you're gonna explode the engine and you're gonna DNF because of this. Always wait for your car to land so you can downshift. This has happened in the most difficult esports races you can imagine. It's a mistake that is easy to make. But remember, don't downshift if you are in the air here. The way I approach this corner is I brake before, I lift the brakes, my car is going to compress, and then I brake again. I don't want to be braking mid-air because I want to keep my car on a good limit. And I just noticed something. There's a floating thingy here. After thousands of laps, first time I see this. But yeah, Pifflin's Garden, really nice corner. Brake on the entry, wait, compress, then you brake again. Kiss the apex, bring the car to the right, full throttle. We're gonna be full throttling now for like about 20 seconds. We're gonna be coming out for the Lauda-Links. You need to be precise on your steering. Don't go on the curves, by the love of God, especially this curb right here. If you go on this curb right here, it's DNF because you're gonna spin all the way down, you're gonna eat a wall. So on the left here, enter the corner a bit later so you avoid the curb. This is easily flat. Just don't hit the curbs. Bring the car to the left. No, hit the curb. This one you can extend. This curb right here on the left. You can see Stefan Belloff-S. Full throttle. Bring the car left again. Now this right-hander, it's really difficult because, as always, in this final part of the lap, you don't have a lot of straights. So your fronts and your rears, they are stressed for like 3 minutes in a row. And as you get to the end, all the way to the Dottinger, they are dead. This right-hander really no grip. You're gonna be coming slower than what you think you're gonna be doing. Kiss the white line. I like to keep my car to the right because you have the left-hander on happening right now before the mini carousel. So don't come too fast because here, if you are all the way to the middle to the left, you're gonna have a terrible line for the next corner. Kiss the white line. Use the curbs on the right to hold your car a bit. Now the mini carousel. I like to enter this corner a bit later to get a good exit. Main thing here is don't kiss the curb, just kiss the white line. Use the compression on the carousel to throttle earlier, and you're going to be extending the exit all the way. You can see here on the exit, because my car is going to be jumping, I straighten my wheel out. I don't want my car to be landing when I'm still turning because I don't want to spin. So straighten, you land, and then you get left again. You can see here I'm doing some throttle management because my rears are cooked. My car is on the limit. And if you clip the grass here on the right side, you can say goodbye to your race. Really important corner now, which is Galgenkopf, the entry of the Dottinger. Few things. I'm going to be using the curb here on the left to extend my entry. I'm gonna be very precise with my steering input, very precise. You can see here, not kissing the curb, just a white line, because the curb is absolutely a bomb here. And the way I do this corner is I come very hot on the entry, I go all the way left, and then I suddenly get tight, 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 and extend the exit. You can see that I am on the limit of what the track is allowing me to do, but again, I'm gonna be on a straight line for about a minute right now, and the exit I get here of Galgenkopf, it's gonna be absolutely vital on how well I can get straight on the Dottinger. So, coming, extending, and then the moment you get kind of halfway in the corner, you wanna keep tight. Sometimes I even like to cut here the grass before the curb, so kiss a bit on the grass, extend, manage the throttle, and that's going 3. So we're gonna speed up again. You have the tourist part of the track. We have the bridge here. Final section, this is full throttle really. This is an extremely bumpy braking zone. With cars like Porsche Cup, you have to be really precise on your braking, really smooth, especially the moment this guardrail ends. There's a gigantic bump on the asphalt, so you're gonna see that my brake inputs are gonna reflect that. I'm gonna be lifting a lot of the brakes when I hit the bump. So braking on a straight line, really strong here. You see, braking on a straight line, I'm braking really strong to get the car to slow down. I'm gonna get the car to turn left. This is the bump. Poof. So the moment I actually start to point my car left and get close to the bump, I lift the brakes. Try to bring the car left. I think I had a lockup right here, or like a micro lock. Then you want to cut this curb on the right side. This is full throttle. And that is a lap around Nürburgring. It's a 8:20.2. Remember, this lap was done using the fixed setup on really warm conditions. I saw some people doing laps on the open conditions on dry, which means the track is about 20 degrees colder, so 5 seconds, 6 seconds faster. If you want to compare lap times, please compare using the same temperature, the same everything as I did. I showed in the beginning of the video the UI settings. Another tip that I haven't mentioned yet, you can use your throttle on iRacing on a button. So for example, when you are on the Dottinger, instead of having your leg all the way there on the throttle, you can have a button on your steering wheel that you're gonna press, and then you're gonna be full throttle. You can stretch your legs a bit, you can move your knees. For an endurance race, it makes your life way easier. And just to finish, this lap guide was sponsored by Bernardo Faria Coaching, my coaching service where I have exceptionally good reviews. If you want to get a coaching session, just send me a DM on Discord and I'll be gladly helping you out. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.